What is up, Lonely Road listeners? How you doing? How you feeling? It's Tuesday, and it's time for another episode and another edition of the Lonely Road podcast. I'm your host, Luis de Jesus. I've been doing this for 49, episode 49. That's where we're at. I have it written down right above my shoulder there. Little sip of water. I'm coming prepared nowadays, guys. I'm coming ready to rock and roll. I came here ready to give you another hot 30 minutes of content. The setup is here, grand as ever. Got the thing. I have some stuff here from my ex-girlfriend, and you know what? I think I need to not get rid of it, but I need to maybe store it and get it out of my sight. Because then you see it and you're like, oh my God, I remember. Again, you just can't have that. You just can't have that. When you have an ex, you just can't have their stuff all over. The stuff that reminds you of them just can't be around, because that's not good. That's not good for your mental health. You know what I mean? So, but she gave me some cool stuff. So we might need to say goodbye to the painting. And we might need to say goodbye to the fluffy thing, the cute owl. We might have to say goodbye to the wand. I don't know what to tell you, but we might have to do those things, all right? But for now, they're going to be there. And it's going to be okay. But if you're someone who's like, man, I love the painting and the owl and the wand, you might just have to mentally and physically prepare yourself for the possibility that it could be gone in the next couple of weeks. And that's just something you need to do, and that's something we need to do together as a family, because that's what this is. We're a family here at the Lonely Road podcast, and I have had a solid week. I've had a really solid week. I don't know if I talked about this last week. I think I did, but I made a good amount of money doing comedy last week, and I was able to pay for new tires. It feels great to do. I was on the road. Not really. I was visiting family. I was in Boston. I was in the Bean. It was a great time. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Came back yesterday, Monday. And I'm starting to get I used to not understand when people would travel and they would be like, oh, I'm so tired from traveling. Now I get it. I'm 27. I understand now. I feel like I got my ass kicked. Now, when I was younger, when I was in middle school, high school, I could fly back. I could take a flight that leaves at midnight and landed at 5 a.m., I would be at school the next day perfectly fine. And now it's no, I can't do that. The day I land, I'm fucked up. I can't help anybody. Dude, I fucking landed yesterday and I got home and my dad was like, hey, you want to work on the sink for 3 hours? And so I helped him with that. And then he tried to ask me again this morning and I was just like, no, dude, I got stuff. No, come on. And then I felt guilty. Yes, I felt guilty. Yes, I did. I said no to helping my dad with the sink. And then I felt guilty for the rest of the day. And now I still kind of feel guilty, but a little less guilty because it is what it is. It's in the past. But I did feel guilty, and I do feel guilty. So, what else is going on? I had this idea for a joke. And I didn't talk about it last week because this was the Thursday. It doesn't matter. Maybe I did. Suicides in gym class. How are they still called suicides? You know what I mean? We're all supposed to be aware of mental health and everyone's got anxiety and depression, and just kill yourself is good for a gym class. Alright guys, blow your brains out on the whistle. It's very strange to me. You know what I mean? I was thinking, do you guys remember the song Baby It's Cold Outside? Okay, that song was canceled. We had to get rid of it. It was too much for society. But suicide is fine. Just running back and forth. It's not even... We can call them back and forths. We can call them... You know what I mean? I don't know. What else is going on? Oh my God, Israel-Palestine going at it again? These guys have been battling since the 70s. They're like the Lakers and the Celtics of the Middle East. They are always at each other's throats. It is a rivalry that like we've never seen before. Israel Palestine. And the Israelis came through with a sneak attack. They sure did. They sure did. They just came out of nowhere. Wham! Hit him with the right there, Fred. I don't know what else is going on. What else is going on that's not depressing or political? I don't know. People are mad, which I get. It was fucked up, but people are just like, people are acting like they got all the answers, you know. And it's like, oh well, where will you get it? Get in there. Get on over there. These people, dude. I'm serious. The people who are like giving you, they have the opinion, and it's just it. There's just no other opinion. Those people, hey man, catch a flight. Get over there. Since clearly you got it all figured out. I mean, I don't know if you can find a flight. Okay, here's what you do. Get a flight to Italy. Spend a weekend there. Go to the Riviera. Is that France? French Riviera. Italian. Do something Italian. You need some pasta. Some pizza that's supposed to be very different from the American pizza. And then get a boat and just kind of float on over and just tell them your idea, because clearly your idea is so good because you won't even take any other opinion. Just tell them that, and then that should solve anything. That's what I think. Anyone who thinks that they got it and they've just like, well, obviously it's the... Go and tell them that. Because clearly, I mean, you know what I mean? Oh my God, man. I don't know, very intense. I hope they all figure it out and they stop killing each other. That's my hope. It's that everybody has a better time. I hope that everybody in Israel Palestine figures it out and doesn't have a line. That was really bad. All right, what else is going on? I had an interview the other day. I haven't talked about this, I don't think. I interviewed for a PE job, and no, I did talk about it last week, so I did it on a Wednesday. Well, I'm still waiting to hear back. I'm still waiting to hear back from them, and I'm very much hoping I get the job. Obviously, because as I said before, you interview for a job, you just start spending money like you got the job. You know, you have a good interview, you're just like, oh man, this is it. You know what? You go to McDonald's, give me the Big Mac. Give me the Big Mac with all the fries. I did this joke last week. But yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back, and I gave the, you know, you do the interview and you're like, man, that was such a great, you message the person the next day, the thank you for letting me interview email text. You're like, hey man, I was just thinking about, man, I just wanted to say thanks for that interview. Gosh, that was such a great time we had, didn't we have such a great time talking about the position and my extensive qualifications? I was just thinking about how awesome it would be for us to talk again about the position in the context that I'm getting the job. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm just thinking about us. Just thinking about us and the great benefits that your company offers, and just wanted to reach out and say thanks for letting me come in and talk about my experience and how well it works with the job description. So yeah, I sent that, and the guy responded today, and he was like, thanks, you should hear back soon, which I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I hope that means you got the job. I do. But I don't know what that means. Very vague. But, I mean, I guess you can't... It doesn't matter. It does matter for me and my finances and my career and all of my life. But in the grand scheme of the universe, it doesn't matter. And you know what's annoying? When people are like, hey, man, you're in a rock floating in space. And I'm like, I have bills on this rock. Okay? Okay, this rock has homelessness, and I want to avoid that. Does that make sense? Like, I get that we're in a rock floating in space, and there's a million billion planets and a million billion stars, but, I mean, none of those things are going to put me in jail, you know what I mean, if I get caught without car insurance because I can't afford it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Like, none of those, like, that's not, I don't know. I am going to quick pause because I need to check something. And we're back. I wanted to check because I felt like it doesn't matter. It's all good and we're keeping on with the content. I don't want to do the thing where I just tell you about the makings of this thing because I feel like that's boring. But if you think it's great and you don't think it's boring, send me a message on the Spotify app or on Instagram at Luis Mac and Cheese and say, hey, I listened to the episodes and I love it when you talk about the ins and outs of making this podcast. I think it's very interesting. If you do think like that, please let me know because it's about to go away. It's about to go away. Dude, what's going on, man? What's going on in the news? Israel-Palestine, big deal. My fantasy football team, we lost. That sucks. That makes me sad. Dude, you know what's the worst? Is when you're broke and there's a bunch of sales going on and you can't do anything because you're fucking broke. Man, I'm noticing all this like, oh my God, Amazon Prime Day, the holiday season is kicking off. We got all these deals. And I'm just like, nah, I ain't got no money. I have no money. No tengo dinero, coño. No, ay, pero yo no tengo dinero. And I have to watch all these great deals go by. And it's like year after year. And I'm like, man, am I ever gonna have some cash? Am I ever gonna have some fucking money? I'm trying to curse less. Because I want to be able to post this thing on my Facebook where my family will see it, and I don't want them to hear me saying a lot of bad things. All right, like a couple of bad things here and there. You know what I mean? We're all adults. I just don't want them to hear me. I don't want them to be like, Jesus Christ, Lewis is kind of a potty man. I don't want that. I want them to be like, oh, Lewis is doing the thing. He's a funny guy. Oh, my God. What else is going on? I'm so tired. Dude, Did the government shut down? Did that happen? I don't think so because it would have been big news. It must have been avoided because I was so ready for the TSA to stop getting paid. I was so ready for the TSA, and then we all have to act like we're sad for them. And oh my God, the poor TSA, those people who yell at everyone. Okay, I guess they pushed it back a month. That's good. We got some time. I got some time to work out these jokes. Oh man, I'm exhausted. I'm really tired. Tonight I'm doing a couple of shows. Tonight I'm doing a show called Tuesday Gigante Hispanics Showcase. And then I'm doing a show called TNA. We're going to eat hot wings and do jokes. So, vamos a ver. See how that goes. I'm a little nervous about the hot wings one because I'm not good with heat. But maybe that's good for the comedy. What else is going on? I am trying. I mean, we got the show every Saturday at 6, Sunday at 6:30, the secret group. And last week we got 6 people because we're competing against the gosh darn Astros. And that is the problem. When you are competing with a freaking Major League Baseball team in the playoffs, you lose. And it is so effing frustrating because it's like, I don't know, man. They kick our ass every week. They kick the shit out of us. You know what I mean? It's like, and I say this every time, that stadium seats 40,000 people. 40,000 people, and it's right next door. Not right next door, but it's close. And we get 6. I mean, it is what it is. It's hard when you're going up against the Astros. It's hard because everyone's watching the game. Especially in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like in the regular season, there's 162 games. A lot of people are not checked in. But when they're in the playoffs, everybody's locked in. Which is fair. So, I need them. It's like I want them to lose so that people will have more time, but also people are excited. It's a good energy in the city when they're trying to make a run. So, I don't know. Whatever happens. We'll keep fighting. We'll keep trying to get butts in the seats. What's going on? What's on the radio? I was in Boston, and I was visiting my cousin and his family. He's got 2 kids, and it was great to see them. It was great to hang out. They got a lot of fun toys, and we went to what's that Barnes? Not Barnes and Noble, Dave and Buster's, and that was fun. They had this one game that was like a basketball, but it was not like a lot of times you go to a basketball arcade thing. The hoop is lowered. It's really close. It's not hard. This one was like actual regulation. I think it felt like a little taller. I was really having to launch these balls. And then one kid called me a bucket, and so I win. Maybe I didn't win about a point, but one 12-year-old said that I was good at basketball, so I won, and that's all that really matters. And then, hey, we figured it out. Hey, all right, hey, we figured it out. Kid called me good at basketball, so we're going to just pack this up. We figured it out. That's it. I was playing the basketball game, and a kid walked behind me and said, "Oh, bro's a bucket." So that's it. We figured it out. We figured it out. We'll just pack this up. We figured it out. This is all we need. Mariano, let's turn you. I got 2 pitchers and a pen. Mariano, we figured it out. So that's how that goes. And I got locked into this one baseball game, dude. I was so fucking locked into this one baseball game. It was like you swung it back, and then the pitch came, and then you let it go, and you hit the ball. And then there's a bunch of little slots, and it changes. Okay, this is an out. This is a double. This is, you know what I mean? And I got really good at that. I got really good at hitting like the corner. I would let it go, bam, and I would hit in the corner. I do that every time. And then whenever that was an out, I would try to adjust. I would try to maybe pull the ball. But I came really close to third all time, which was like 14 runs, and I got to 12 runs, and I had men on base. So that was really fun. If I ever go back to Dave & Buster's, I'm doing that over and over and over and over and over again. Racking up points, getting a teddy bear, and then I'll give it to a child or something. But that was fun. And I didn't realize that Dave & Buster's uses like an adults-only time. After 10 p.m., you're not 21, you got to clear. And you started to notice, like, as it got later and later, people started to get a little wild. You know what I mean? People started to they started to, like, kind of let loose a little bit. You're like, okay, all right, we got to get these kids out of here before someone gets, you know what I'm saying? It's getting a little, all right. It's like when you go to a boardwalk, and, like, when you first get there, it's during the day. It's such a wholesome vibe. There's kids around. Everybody's having a nice time. You're like, man, life is going great. And then the sun starts to go down. And then it starts to just feel a little bit kind of seedy. People have been drinking for a few hours. They're eating bad food. You know what I mean? It's just that energy shifts into like a darker, carny, like, oh, like this is not good. You know what I mean? I remember one time I went to the boardwalk in Galveston, Kemah Boardwalk. And I didn't drink, but I had some food that was not good. And I went into the bathroom. And man, it was bad. It was really bad what happened in there. And I could hear people talking about it. And this is a time where you wore a mask everywhere. And people were like, yeah, I can smell it through the mask. And I'm like, they can smell it through the mask. They can smell it through the mask. And that was embarrassing, dude. That was really embarrassing. And I think I told my sister, and she felt for your boy. She felt for your boy, and rightfully so, because it was a rough time in there. And that is what carnival food does to you. And you don't think about that. You don't think about that because you're so excited. Oh my God, fried shrimp, let's do it. And then you're just in the bathroom. Yeah, bad stuff. Oh man, so I'm out here. I saw this. We went to a toy store, and I saw a Rubik's cube that's like an impossible Rubik's cube, where whenever the light hits it and it changes colors. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't want to buy it because, poor Lewis. But one day I'll buy that and I'll see. I'll do that. Oh man, fall is coming around. I got my flu shot. Oh my god, the worst thing about the fall. This is the worst part of the. I don't want to say it's the worst part, but it's the part where it starts to get dark, and you're not used to it yet, and you start to just get depressed. You know what I mean? Like you just start to feel like, oh man, like kind of sad. I don't know, man. Like you just wake up, you're just driving home. Like you're driving home from work. It's already getting dark. You're like, oh man. Like it's 6:40. It's the sun is setting, and it's like, oh man. I don't think we've gotten to daylight savings time. When do clocks change? When do clocks change? November 5th. So that's when it starts. That's when it's really gonna hit hard. On November 5th, when all of a sudden you are just like, oh my god, like it's 4:30, it's dark. It's 5 o'clock, it's dark. It's so effing dark. I'm wondering how that's gonna be for comedy. It might be better for comedy. The sun is down earlier. I mean, the holidays are good for comedy, for all of going out activities. So hoping maybe that's good. Vamos a ver. Oh man, I'm trying to. I have high cholesterol, and I'm trying to avoid. I'm so trying to avoid taking the pills. Taking like the Lipitor, I'm an old man pills, and I'm thinking about just straight up cutting meat. I got this from a doctor years ago. The good news about cholesterol, and I have been trying to read it, and I just cannot do it. I just can't do it. I feel like he's just gonna sell me, hey, you want to sell me a medication, which I'm not trying to take, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a look through. I'll give it a read. Man, I don't know. We're trying to do it. I'm not making up a kid. Oh yeah. Oh, I never actually wrote this joke. Annoying farts, hair. Oh, I got really frustrated with my hair on the trip, and I took out a bunch of my braids, a bunch of my twists, and I regret it. I regret it, dude. I regret it so much. I was just frustrated, and I just took them all out. And it's weird, because, like, the ones on the top were getting all loose and getting all weird, but the ones in the back are great. Like, some of them feel like they were made yesterday. And that's annoying, dude. But it's fine for now. I'm going to try and go back to an afro sooner. Pretty soon. But I actually think they still look pretty alright. I'm going to buy some... Dude, I just start spending money in my head. Now I'm like, oh man, I get this job. I'm going to be able to get my hair done. I'm going to buy products. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I just don't want to get to the point where I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. That's my goal. Don't live paycheck to paycheck if and when I start this new job. Have money in savings. You know what I mean? Have a budget. Stick to the budget. Regular adult stuff. That's my goal for this potential new job. Oh my god. I've been trying to do this when thinking about, like, I like doing comedy. I like writing comedy. I'm trying to write sketches and do sketches. What I want to do now is I want to start doing a news show, like a comedy news show. I want to do it once a month because realistically, I don't think I could do it once a week and have it be good. I want to do it once a month. So by the end of October, I want to be able to have 4 or 5 minutes of just news jokes. And then hopefully, I don't know, hopefully that does something. I'm just trying to, I'll try to try stuff out. Doing a podcast, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Ooh, I got my favorite lactate tablets. The best lactate tablets are these ones. The ones that are actual, circles that you crunch and chew on. My dad is sneezing, if you heard that. And I just got some of those. I love them. They're the best. The little, They look like little condoms, which is funny. But that's what they look like, and I love them. They're the best. They're my favorite. And I got a bunch of them, and they taste like vanilla, which is the best. You know what I want to do, dude? I have this fabric thing when I spray it on my bed to make it smell nice. So I want to wash it. I should wash it, but instead I sprayed it on it. Put some water in there, dude. Make it last longer. You know what I mean? Alright. I don't have much else to say. This has been a okay episode. I hope you liked it. You know, they're not all going to be bangers. Last week was a banger. This week, kind of okay. But, hey, man, I hope you're glad that you stuck. I hope you stuck around. This has been the Lonely Road podcast. You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing the... Because the thing is, it's quality quantity, right? Quality quantity. Do I want to give 30 mediocre minutes or 25 decent minutes? And so, you know what? I'm doing the full time. If you're not on it, I mean, obviously, if you don't like the podcast, you don't have to listen to it. But if you do like it, thanks for listening, and I hope you send it to a friend. If you like this podcast and you think, man, Luis is really trying this podcast and shit, and he's been growing, and I think he's funny, send it to a friend and just say, hey, you know what? Send this to that person in your life that's posting a lot about Israel and that's really engaged, and tell them, let them know that I also drop bombs. Okay? I also bomb sometimes. You know? That's what I want you to do. And I'm going to finish the rest of this time because that's what I want to do. I'm out here. My friend just had a baby, dude. That's nuts. My friend just had a fucking baby. And I'm happy for him, obviously, him and his wife. And I went to go visit my cousin, and they have 2 kids that are 4 and 1. So they're little. They're very little. And I'm like, man, it really takes over every part of your life. Having a kid affects every single aspect of your life. And that's, I'm not saying it shouldn't, but it's wild. And you got to do everything for them. You got to help them put their clothes on. You got to feed them. You got to bathe them. Every single part of their existence depends on you. And that is just nuts. So shout out to all the parents out there. You guys, I'm clipping my nails and I shouldn't do that. It's very unprofessional, but I need to. Okay? I need to. So just don't judge me right now. I love you. Don't judge me. And I'm almost done. And I'm trying. And yeah, dude, every single part of your life is changed. And I don't judge parents. Because I've never had a kid. I think I think a lot of empathy that I have is because I work with kids, so I know how they can be. And when you work with kids, you work with a lot of parents. And so you see it, man. It's hard. It is hard, and it is every single day. It is every minute of every day. And so I get why when people have a break from their kids, they're like, I have a break from my kids. It's not that they don't love their kids. It's just that it's so much goddamn work to keep them alive. You know what I mean? You got to worry about are they learning in school? Are they making friends? You got to help them make friends. You know, when their friend has a birthday party, you got to go buy a gift for their friend. Oh my God, that's nuts, dude. It's really nuts. Having a kid it's a full-time job. Full-time job. So shout out to anyone who has a kid and takes care of their kid. And it'll be, I hope it's worth it in the end. I don't know. You know, I hope you think it is. I don't know. But hey, good for you. You know what I mean? Episode 49. Hey, next week, episode 50, we're going to do something special. Probably not. I don't know. But thank you for listening. Hope you have a nice day.